our 4 resistors in. Okay, so just to double check your progress from yesterday, you should have your yellow, violet, brown in R1, and R3 should be a red, red, yellow. Make sure that in R1 the yellow band is on top. In R3 the red band should be on top. Then we switch over to R4. The red, red, yellow is in R4, red band on top. And then R2, yellow, violet, brown, with the yellow being on top. We were also able to solder in our transistors going in Q1 and Q2 with the flat side facing up. When we flip over our board here, guys, we left all of our legs for a reason. Okay, we will leave these till the very end. Test it out in case we need to change some stuff, and then snip them off if everything's working correct. We are really kind of conscious about building bridges here. Okay, you should see green in between each one of your welds on every single leg that you have going across there. Everybody good? Everybody understand? Yes. All right, today our first object we are going to work with, okay, is the LEDs. All right, so get your red and your green LED out of the baggie. All right, so if you look at your chart, hey guys, be quiet. If you look at your chart, LED 1 is the red light. All right, and then LED 2 is the green light. All right, so red is going on the left. Make sure you identify the long leg on your LED. Okay, so find that long leg. It's going on top right there in LED 1. All right, so I put that into LED 1. I'm going to push it all the way down to where, remember those notches on the legs right there. Just below that cap, you have 2 notches on those legs. Push it down to where you want it, and then yes, you can bend those legs out to kind of hold it in place so it doesn't slip on you. The knot should be in the board. Turn it over, solder it in. Just figure it out, Jack. If you want to, you can always tape it.
Leave it alone, man.
Okay, after you get your red LED into LED 1, do the same process for the green. Okay, long leg on top. Green goes in LED 2.
Just a question. Those didn't bridge right.
Too much.
Do what?
East of the bridge, right? I see a little gap, but
Where?
they shouldn't jump, right? Right here.
No, you're good.
Okay.
For this one, I mean, the welds are very close, but I don't think it's a bridge.
What do you got?
I don't
No, you're all right.
Alright.
Yeah, this is harder than usual. It's got the hotter.
What? What's the problem?
I feel like it's the LEDs are too far down.
Oh, over here?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be okay.
Okay.
Mine went down. Mine slipped down too. It's not a big deal.
Is that good?
Yeah, you're all right. Again, make sure your long leg is on top. Get your red one done. Place your green one in LED 2.
These middle ones are gonna be hard.
The capacitor? That's next. Do what?
Circumference of the legs is not wide enough for it.
We ready?
You're messing up the tape.
We'll talk about it here in just a minute. You good now, Tucker? All right, guys. So up next, we're going to work in this middle area where it's C1 and C2. That's our capacitors. Remember, you are building an identical image here. All right, these are our two paths. The only thing that's different is the color of the LED right here. So you have an LED, your two resistors, your transistor, now a capacitor. I have to do the same exact thing to my LED on this side, my green one. All right, these are all the same. So get both your capacitors out of your baggie. Both capacitors out of your baggie. All right, now if you notice, guys, on these capacitors right here, they have a long leg. That is your positive leg. Your positive leg goes on top. I don't care which one you start with, whether it's C1 or C2, it does not matter, okay, because you're going to put the capacitor in both those spots. Just make sure your long leg goes on top. You guys understand that? So put that in. You can push that all the way down to the board if you want. All right, then widen out your legs to hold it in place. Flip it over, solder it. And do the same thing for your other one. Again, make sure you put the long leg on top, C1 and C2, press it all the way down. Yep, you're good. It's good. Mm-hmm. Those are good welds. Both capacitors soldered in, long leg on top, C1 and C2. Kai, what are you doing? Just waiting.
Now we do the switch.
Switch. We ready?
Oh wait, no. Full start to do it.
Switch is next. Mm-hmm. Should be able to. We'll see what time we get. Time we out?
He's barely
55 today?
Are these supposed to go in all the way?
No, they don't go in very far.
I can barely see the light.
What time is it? 30?
40?
What time did he go?
55?
15 minutes.
What, Eli? Yes. I don't remember. I will remember as soon as Cole gets done. We good, Cole? All right, guys, go ahead and get your switch out of your baggie now. Okay, remember, our switch is in the off position. Okay, that's why I told you not to mess with that yesterday. No matter how bad the urge was to flip that thing, your switch is in the off position. So right now it should be, here's how I want you to do this. I want you to kind of turn it to where you're looking at the front, and I need that switch part of it to be on the left. All right, so your little toggle switch should be on the left right now. Now, guys, these legs, they're not very long at all. Okay, they're not going to go hardly all the way through your board. You'll have just a little bit poking out on the other side. So what we're going to do with the toggle part of the switch being on the left, it's going to go right here in SW1. Okay, there's your off position. Right now we are in the off position. That's why I want it on the left. So I'm going to place that to where all three legs go down in the hole. Now, when I hold it and flip it over, guys, you can see those legs just barely poke through the copper rings. That's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, in fact, your solder is probably going to overtake the entire thing. Like, you probably won't see those legs when you're done. Now, the important part of this is, guys, I've got to tape this down nice and tight to my board before I solder right here. Okay, so you want to get a piece of masking tape off of my desk over here. Tape it down nice and tight. Don't let it slip. Then flip it over, solder it. No, you said you were having issues with your, oh yeah, because they didn't.
Yeah, mine won't go in. It's too big.
You're the same way, Cole?
Mm-hmm.
Too big? Let's see yours. Mm-hmm. If I can drill, I don't think I can drill those out. So I'll look to get you new switches over here. Where, boys? That should fit.
It's so much more different.
That should fit.
Better solder it back.
That should fit. Yeah, make sure you get some tape. Tape it down nice and tight. 10 minutes. Oh, we can easily do that?
No one has to do
I
that.
think we should all watch after first.
Yeah, I'll go first.
We ready?
Yeah.
Yeah? No?
This is gonna be the hardest one because everyone's broke last time.
Yeah, that's why we did it last. Okay, now our last piece here, guys, is the 9-volt battery clip. Again, be very, very careful with these because they break off. I think you guys learned that with your night light. Okay, I don't care which order you do it in, but the red lead goes in the positive spot right there. The black lead goes in the negative. You will probably have to tape them, all right, because they are so short here and we have our switch sitting next to it. Typically, we would do the 9-volt battery clip first, but since all those broke off, all right, we decided to do it last this time. So, I don't care which order you go in. Red goes in the positive, and again, you may have to tape that thing down if it won't stay in the hole for you. Okay, not a big deal either way. Just however you get it soldered in there, that's how you get it soldered in there. All right. Red in the positive, black in the negative. Red positive, black negative. All right, now, your last step here, guys, after your soldering, you want to make sure on the back side here that your legs are all sticking straight up in the air and you don't have any of them touching each other before you go and test this. Okay, so if your legs were bent, straighten them all back up. Make sure nothing is touching. All right, you can't have any of your legs touching. So get all your legs straightened out the best that you can. Again, the big thing is they do not touch. Not a single leg can touch.
Is that testing now?
Hang on, just relax. All right, now, guys, once you get all the legs separated out and stood up, again, we can grab a 9-volt battery up here at my desk. All right, make sure you match up the plugs. It should not be on when you first start. You should turn the switch, and then they will flash back and forth from red to green. Hang on, hang on. Now, once I know it's working properly, all right, I'm going to shut it off, disconnect it from the 9-volt battery clip, and then I want to go to the back over there and I want to do this over a trash can. We don't need to save any of these legs. And I want to very carefully trim off all of my legs right next to the welds. Got it? All right, test it out. Make sure it's working first. Yeah, you're pretty close there. We'll see. I see a little green though, so you might be all right.
Okay, this is
Got him.
What?
We got a problem.
Imagine that.
The red one's a little dim.
Yeah, the red one always is.
That's
When we shut the lights off, it's brighter.
The green one though. The
Green
green
one.
one's so bright.
Green one is.
It's like
Why is my
yeah,
red
the
one
green
only
one wants
work?
to blind you.
Oh, you got issues then, Jack.
And it's not blinking.
No, time to go cut.
Give it.
I don't think I have it on a little. I don't. It's like not going.
I'm
in.
after Jack.
No, I'm after you.
I thought you were just up.
No, I gave him the battery.
Yay.
You got it.
You're red. You're the red one.
All right, guys. So when it's all said and done, all your legs should be clipped off, nice and tight to those welds. Do not take it home today. We will look at it tomorrow.